You gonna come upstairs with Daddy? Come get music? No, no, no. Stay, stay, stay. Stick, meat, stick, meat, stick. No? You want that? Yeah. Yep, yep. Oh my goodness. What? Oh, there go all the suckers. Oh my goodness. You don't say. You gonna come up? You gonna come up and have meat stick? You're just gonna yell at me. You're not sure? Well, you decide. Let me know what you want. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Kimmy. Look, it's right there. See? It's right there. Come on up. Up, up. You also got a marrow bone from earlier. Up, up. You can do it. Up, up. Well, I don't know how much time I have to film. So, are you going to hop up or no? Because I would need to start ripping up one of the cards. Okay. Well, you decide later then. Oh, have you decided now? I see. Ah, goofy puppy. As I said, I don't know how long he's been gone for, and I don't know how long he's going to be gone for, but we're going to take advantage of it. And instead of it doing the usual way, where I rip some in the car and then rip some at home, this week we're going to rip some at home and then rip some at the car. It's time for Diorama Draws of Destiny! I'm going to do 3 packs of Destiny with you guys at home, and then go downstairs and make my lunch. Hopefully before he gets back. And then I'll probably open a couple packs in the car tomorrow after work, just to, like, help me decompress from work, because work sucks. I will say that I grabbed a couple packs of Lorwyn the other day for my birthday. I was going to include them as a bonus thing during the stream, which we didn't end up doing, so I will probably rip those at some point later this week. And I still haven't decided yet whether I want to keep the 3 packs of Avatar and the 3 packs of Core 2021 for a stream, or whether I just want to do like a big celebration video with you guys. We got a Coligan Skirmisher. I pulled this yesterday, / technically today, but for you guys it'll be yesterday. And I wasn't overly impressed with the dash ability yesterday / today because it doesn't do anything. Otherwise, it's kind of a neat card, but it doesn't do anything. 3, a black and a red for Get the Point. Destroy target creature and scry 1 at instant speed. It seems a little too expensive. Burn Away, 4 and a red. Deals 6 damage to target creature. When that creature dies this turn, exile all cards from its controller's graveyard. Okay, that's kind of neat. I like that one. I'll put that one top. Fearsome Awakening. 4 and a black. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If it's a dragon, you have to put 2+1/+1 counters on it. I have a copy of this. It's a decent card. I don't... If it's not a dragon, it doesn't really help you too much, but it isn't terrible still as I return the spell. Nice little mountain. Beautiful artwork. Ooh, and an abandoned campground. Enters tapped unless the player has 13 or less life. Ah, it's one of the ones from Dustmorn. Hollow for you, Snoop. Portal Mage, 2 and a blue for 2/2 flash. When this thing enters the battlefield during the declare attacker step, you can reselect which player or planeswalker target attacking creature is attacking. Huh. It's interesting. I mean, I'm sure that's pretty good, but I don't think I'll ever probably play it the right way. Subway Train, I don't really like this one. It's a 3/1, which seems really stupid for a train. It feels like it should have a much bigger butt. When it enters, you can pay green. If you do, you get to look for a basic land put into your hand. Not terrible for that reason, but it's just super weak. Oval Chase Daredevil. 3 and a black for a 4/2. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may return this thing from your graveyard to your hand. It's a pilot. It's okay. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there because it's a 4/2. Geist-Fueled Scarecrow, 4 for 4/4. Creature spells you cast cost 1 more to cast. Why the hell do I want to put that on my field? That's the bad pull of the day so far. Yes, you're a beautiful baby. Puppet Conjurer, 1 and a black for a 1/2. Pay blue, tap this, put a 0/1 blue homunculus into play. The beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a homunculus. Well, that's no fun. I don't want to have to sacrifice the token I put into play. Don't pull off the phone, please. Hey. Watch out for the cord. Kaiba. Okay, I'll unplug the charge cord. You're so shitty. Why are you yicking the bed? Why are you yicking my bed? You just want attention. You just want the attention. Yes, you do. You just want the attention, don't you? Yes. I love you. And the whole world love you too. Good boy. Yes, you're my good boy. You have so much. Meow. Good boy. Mist Intruder, 1 and a blue for a devoid flying 1/2. Ingest. So whenever it deals combat damage to a player, they lose the top card of their library to exile. Which I would prefer to be able to play the cards, but that's still pretty solid. So I'm going to put that top. 2 and a black for a 2/3 with Death Touch. Other Minotaur creatures you control also have Death Touch. I don't really think there's a lot of Minotaur cards out there. But if there is, I would love to build a Minotaur commander. That'd be kind of fun. Markov Warlord. 5 and a red, for a 4/4 with haste. When it enters the battlefield, up to 2 target creatures can't block this turn. I mean, It's not super great for what you're paying for it, but I really like the art on that one and the flavor too. What use is a stake or holy symbol in the hands of a coward? And Vectus Silencers is our last card in this one. 2 and a blue for a 1/2 human rogue. Pay 2 and a black. This thing gets death touch until end of turn. Yeah, okay. Not bad, not bad. Alright, we'll just do 2 packs today. And then I'll put the other, I'll take the other 3 and do them in the car. Kaiba seems very eager for attention. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And I don't want the baby to have to feel too lonely downstairs. I'm sure he just wants to go back outside and play in the snow, but I do also need to cook lunch too. And take him for a walk. Cinder Pyromancer. 2 and a red. 0/1. Tap this thing. It deals 1 damage to target player. Whenever you play a red spell, you may untap this thing. That thing's insane. That's my hit of the day right there. That is my hit of the day. I'm calling it. Call of the Nightwing. 2, a blue, and a black. Okay, you two can just sit over here for all I care because you're not useful. Put a 1/1 blue and black horror creature token with flying onto the battlefield, and then this thing has Cipher. Mid at best. That's hit of the day. Dogpile. 3 and a red. Deals damage to target creature or player equal to the number of attacking creatures you control. I think I have 1 copy of this, but I don't have that version of the artwork. And I like that card. That is definitely a really good one. Not hit of the day, but really good. The reason why I'm calling this hit of the day is because there's a certain deck that I'm trying to build that is going to be really powerful in. Lush Growth. Green. Enchantland. Enchantland is a mountain, forest, and plains. I like that. I had only 1 copy of this, and it's actually a pretty neat enchantment because although it doesn't tap for those extra colors per se, it has those identities, which makes it pretty good in the right deck. For example, if you want to give something Forest Walk, and you have an opponent that doesn't have forests, now they do. Fireforger's Puzzle Knot. 2. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Pay 2 and a red, sacrifice it, deals 1 damage to target creature or player. Ichor Elixir. 4. If you would roll 1 or more planar dice, instead roll that many planar dice plus 1 and ignore the one of them. And then this thing taps for 2. Basically, it's just a really expensive, what's that other card that taps for 2 but costs 4? Can't remember what it is, but it's still a good mana rock overall. Croconura. 2 and a green for a 1/3 crocodile frog, reach and evolve. Evolve is sick. I like Evolve, actually, as a mechanic. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control that has greater power or toughness than the creature that has the Evolve thing gives that creature a +1/+1 counter, which is pretty cool. Always kind of like that mechanic. Dutiful Thrall. 1 white for a 1/1. Pay black to regenerate it, whatever the hell a Thrall is. Feat of Resistance. 1 and a white. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature control, gains protection from the color of your choice until the end of turn. Actually, that's pretty solid all around. I'll put that top. I don't know why they keep slipping. It's like the bed is too angular or something. It's really annoying me right now, though. Sorry. Core Entanglers. 4 and a white for a 3/4. Core Soldier Ally. Ooh, nice. I need more allies. Whenever this thing or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, tap target creature and opponent controls. Nice. That's a good ally. Gustwalker. 1 and a white for a 2/2. When this thing... you may exert this thing as it attacks. When you do, it gets +1/+1 and gains flying until end of turn. Yeah. Ooh, new land. Nivix Area of the Fire Mind. Okay, screw off. You're all just going to go over here into this side and be flipped over because I don't care anymore. These are the good ones. Taps to add 1 to your mana pool. Pay 2, a blue, and a red. Tap this thing. Exile the top card of your library. Until your next turn, you can cast that card if it's an instant or sorcery card. I mean, that's kind of neat. You still have to pay the cast costs and, like, actually be able to, like, pay the right colors and everything, but it's a list card, apparently, because that's what that symbol is, I learned recently. So, that's kind of cool. I'll take it. Definitely take it. Scour the Desert. 3 and 2 white. Exile target creature card from your graveyard. Create X 1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying, where X is the exile creature card's toughness. Damn. Even the most barren wastelands, every death feeds more life. Kind of like that card. That's pretty cool. And Harmonious Emergence. Oh, nope, we got 2. Harmonious Emergence. 3 and a green. Enchant land you control. The enchanted land is a 4/5 green spirit creature token with vigilance and haste. And if the enchanted land would be destroyed, instead you sacrifice this thing, and that land gains indestructible until end of turn, which is pretty cool all around. And then a Thriving Moor, which, meh, Thriving Moor is Thriving Moor. I mean, we got some pretty cool cards at the end there. I still think this is my hit of the day, though. I like that one a lot. But, there we go. So, those are the packs we'll open at home, and I will open these 3 packs in the car tomorrow morning. Although, for you guys, it'll be right now. And the destiny continues! Alright, I got 3 packs of Destiny to go through with you guys today. Get these done, and then I gotta get to the bank and do all the random moving around of the money and such for the car payment for the month before I can go home and see Kaiba. But unfortunately, the banks are still closed for another... Ooh, that one got damaged a bit. I'm assuming it's a hollow, but damn, that is pringled as fudge. Look at that. Look at the pringling. The pringling. Snoop's going to be making a huge case in the comments for why foils are terrible based off of that one. But here we go. We got ourselves an Outwit. Counter target spell that targets a player. Ooh, I kind of like that, actually. That's interesting. Bearer of Memory. 2 and a green for a 3/2 enchantment creature, human monk. Pay 5 and a green, put a +1/+1 counter on target enchantment creature. It gains trample until end of turn. It's a little expensive for the ability. Otherwise, it's not a bad card. Vagrant Plowbeasts. I think I have 1 copy of this somewhere in my collection. 5 a green and a white for 6/6 with 1 to regenerate target creature of power 5 or greater, which is pretty cool. So if you're playing a green-white deck and you put this into it and you've got a whole bunch of like powerful stuff, you essentially can just pay mana to regenerate everything, which is pretty solid. Blind Hunter. 2 a white and a black for a 2/2 flying haunt. When it dies, exile it, haunting target creature. And when this thing enters the battlefield or the creature it haunts dies, target player loses 2 life and I gain 2 life. Interesting. Not bad, not bad. Release the Dogs. 3 and a white. Create 4 1/1 white dog creature tokens. Alright. I mean, you're getting a bunch of bodies for 3 and a white. That's not bad. Filigree Familiar is the card that is all bent out of shape and hollowed. It is a 2/2 fox. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life, and when it dies, you draw a card. Interesting. It's kind of like Sad Robot, except instead of fetching a land, it gives you life. I like it. Connive and Concoct. Gain control of target creature with power 2 or less, or surveil 3, then return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Damn, that second one's really good. The first one's okay. I wish the power 2 or less thing wasn't there, but still a reasonably good card for sure. Harpoon Sniper. 2 and a white for a Merfolk Archer.
2/2, pay white, tap this. It deals X damage to target attacking or blocking creature where X is the number of merfolk you control. I do not have a deck that focuses on white merfolk yet, but that new set that came out with Lorwyn is going to probably put a whole bunch of things out there that could lead to me doing that at some point. Mog Flunkies, 1 in a red for... almost said white. 1 in a red for a 3/3. Can't attack or block alone. Interesting. That's old school, isn't it? Nope, 2012. Titanic Growth. Ooh, this one's 2009. It was closer. 1 in a green. Target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Yeah, okay. Dragon Rage. 2 in a red. Add red to your mana pool for each attacking creature you control. Until end of turn, attacking creatures you control get pay red. This creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. That is sick. That is a really cool card. Bloody Ghost, 1 and a combination of 2 white or black for a 3/3 flying, and it comes into play with a -1/-1 counter on it. Good for the blighting stuff that just came out. War Flare, 2 and a red or white. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Untap them. Instant speed? Yeah, okay. It's pretty good for protecting yourself from getting killed on board swing. Moment of Craving, 1 and a black. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. You gain 2 life. And Brimstone Vandal, 2 and a red for a 2/3 menace. If it's not day or night, it becomes day as this thing enters the battlefield. Whenever it becomes day or night, this thing deals 1 damage to each opponent. Ooh, that's kind of fun. I only have the one deck that focuses on day-night mechanic, and it would not... well, it would... yeah, he could fit into that deck, but I'm not going to put him in there because I like my werewolves the way they are, for the most part. I have a couple cards I'm considering swapping in that deck, but that will not be one of them. Pack number 2, we're going to open this. This is the second... ooh, it's ripped open on the side a bit. It's the second to last of the old school packs that are left. I have one more still in my collection at home. And then after that, there are no more old school packs. Or all going to be in this wrapping from this point forward. Which, to be honest, this one actually has a lot more hits usually, I find. But the older ones have some stuff in them that might have been removed because of the fact that it might not be worth... it wasn't worth anything when they got put into these packs, but it's worth something now because of new sets that came out. That's what I want to say. Durable Coilbug. 1 and a black for a 2/2. Pay 4 and a black, and this thing can go back from your graveyard to your hand. Sneaking Guide. Red for a 1/1. Goblin Rogue. Pay 2, tap it. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Okay. Echo Inspector. Flying, and when it enters the battlefield, it connives. So you discard a card, draw a card, or no, draw a card, discard a card, and if the discarded card was not a land, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on this guy, making him a 3/4. So that's pretty decent value. Knighted Mirror, 2 and a white for a 2/2. Pay 2 and white to adapt 1, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And whenever a +1/+1, one or more +1/+1 counters are put on this guy, he gets double strike until end of turn. So that's pretty good. Assuming you can get him into a deck that actually will keep putting +1/+1 counters on him, he's going to be a solid guy. Backup Agent, when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Speaking of, put it on the mirror, and then there you go. Bob's your uncle. Subtle Strike, 1 and a black. Choose one or both. Target creature is -1/-1 until end of turn, or you can put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Ooh, we got a legendary. Myojin of Blooming Dawn. 5 and 3 white for 4/6. Enters the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it if you cast it from your hand. Remove an indestructible counter from this thing. Create a 1/1 white spirit, or sorry, a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token for each permanent you control. Damn! I can't remember if I have this in my spirit deck or not already, but if I do, it could be a fun one to build another deck around at some point. And if not, that's definitely going to add to my spirit deck in a massive way. Rowan's Talent, 2 and 2 red. Enchant Planeswalker. Interesting. Enchanted Planeswalker has +1 up to 1 target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike and trample until end of turn. Nice. Whenever you activate a loyalty ability of an enchanted Planeswalker, copy that ability. Ooh. That's a huge hit. I eventually do want to build a Planeswalker. Tongue-tied again. I do eventually want to build an almost all Planeswalker deck. So that'll be a fun one to include when I do that. A good day to pie, unset card. 1 and a white, tap up to 2 target creatures. Whenever you put a name sticker on a creature, you can return this thing from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh, Thrashing Brontodon's a good one. Always good to pull an extra copy of this guy. 1 and 2 green for 3/4, pay 1 and sacrifice him to destroy an artifact or enchantment. But in the meantime, you've got a pretty beefy boy on the board. Ooh, double legendary. I do have many copies of this, but it's always good to have an extra one. It can always slip into a green deck with ease, this guy. Belimo Marrow Sorcerer, 4 and 3 green, trample, and its power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. So, I mean, again, as long as you're putting it into a green deck, you're pretty much guaranteed you're going to have a decent number of lands on the field, so he's going to get big. This pack was definitely solid. Extinguish the light, 2 and 2 black, destroy target creature or planeswalker. If its mana value is 3 or less, you gain 3 life. Nice. Reconstructed Thopter, 3 for a 2/1 with flying and unearth 2. Yeah, okay. Shire Sheriff, I've pulled him enough times, I don't need more copies. 1 and a white for 2/2 with vigilance. When he enters the battlefield, you sacrifice a token. If you do, you exile a creature an opponent controls until he leaves the battlefield. Yeah. Ooh, pretty swamp. Oh, it's from Warhammer. Nice. That is a cool one. And another Titanic Growth. Did we pull that in the pack twice, or is that from the last pack? Okay. It's one holdover from the last pack. But that pack definitely had some huge hits in it, for sure. I am pretty happy with that pack, ladies and gentlemen. But we do have one more pack of Destiny for you guys before I get you off of this video. And I run over and do my banking and everything else. So, here we go. Pack trick, boom. Ooh, we got a double face card in this one. Nice. I love it when we pull a double face card. Those ones are always fun. Okay, so we got Impeccable Timing, 1 and a white. Deals 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Okay, I'm alright with that. Strength of Arms in Hollow. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you control an equipment, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Cool. Turn the Tide. 1 and a blue. Creatures your opponents control get -2/-0 until end of turn. Alright. Shatter Skull Recruit. 3 and 2 red for a giant warrior ally. 4/4 with menace and nothing else. But he would be good for ally decks. Power word, kill. Huh. 1 and a black, destroy target non-angel, non-demon, non-devil, non-dragon creature. That is very, very specific. I kind of like it still, though. Especially because of the flavor. Aramil issued a long, heroic challenge. Then the Lich felled him with a single word. Ooh, new dwarf. Duger Cave Guard, 3 and a red. Not old school, 2008, unfortunately. He has Wither, though, and I do love Wither. Pay red or white, and he gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Nice. I like him a lot. Okay, so the thing we got is a god and an artifact. Okay, god side. Radine, God of the Worthy. 2 and a white for 2/3. Flying Vigilance. Snowlands your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Non-creature spells your opponents cast with converted mana cost 4 or greater cost 2 more to cast. Interesting. And the other side is an artifact that is called Valkmira Protector Shield. If a source an opponent controls would deal damage to you or a permanent you control, prevent 1 of that damage. Whenever you or another permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter that spell or ability unless its controller pays 1. Cool. That is a really cool card. All around. Like, I really like that one, regardless of which side I play it on. I think that'll be a lot of fun to use. Neat. The Snowland thing is kind of stupid because nobody plays Snowlands anymore, but I assume when it was in Limited, this was actually a really cool card. Between that one and the Dwarf, though, those are my favorites, I think, of the entire day so far. Lampad of Death's Vigil. 1 and a black for a Nymph. 1/3. Pay 1. Sacrifice a creature. Each opponent loses a life. You gain a life. Yeah, okay. Always good to have an extra sack outlet. Widespread Thieving. 2 and a red. Hideaway 5. Whenever you cast a colored spell, create a treasure token. Then you may pay Wooburg. If you do, you may play this exiled card without paying its mana cost. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Swift Spinner, 3 and a green. Flash Reach, 2/3. I'm not sure if I had this one in my deck already. I'm almost finished my spider deck. I'm hoping to finish it by the end of the day, if I get some time to work on it this afternoon. But can't remember if this is in there or not. If it's not, that could be an add-in for me right before I finish it. V2 Ghazi Guildmage, green and white for 2/2 Dryad Shaman. Pay 4, a green and a white, put a 3/3 green centaur creature token onto the battlefield. Pay 2, a green and a white, populate. Put a token on the battlefield as a copy of a creature token you already control. Interesting. Surprised that one didn't end up being legendary. The artwork on it is really pretty though. Is it old school? 2012, no. Shard of Broken Glass, 1. Equipped creature gets +1/+0. Whenever the equipped creature attacks, you can exile, or you may put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Interesting. I suppose that's decent for mill decks. I don't know if that counts as milling though. Mass Production, 5 and a white. Create 4 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens. Okay. Golgari Longlegs, how is that not a spider? 3 and a combination of 2 black or green for a 5/4 insect with just some flavor text. Despite its enormous stature, it can fold itself into a tunnel with startling quickness, vanishing back into the Undercity. Really don't understand how that's not a spider. And we end with a Gold Fury Strider. Apologies for hitting the camera. 4 and a red for 3/5 trample. Tap 2 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn, but you can only do it at sorcery speed. Still though, that's kind of cool. And it's a golem. I like that. Let's send our vampiric visitors a welcoming party, shall we? Ah, this is a friend of Anim Pakal, 1000th Moon. I like that card actually too. Anim Pakal is a good legendary. I think I have like 2 copies of it. Anyways, we had some really good pulls today. And yesterday in the first part of this video as well. So I am pretty stoked with the draws of Destiny this week. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed them. I think I mentioned that I might be trying to do a video on Thursday. I haven't decided for sure if I'm going to do that or not. I'm also still kicking about whether I want to do the stream or not for the final pack battle that we're going to be doing on the channel for quite a while. So keep me posted in the comments what you guys think. If you want to see a live stream, I will try and arrange it eventually at some point, but it's going to be a while probably because I really don't know what my dad's up to. And otherwise, I'll split it into 3 videos. We'll do like a mini new set versus old set 3-parter instead of 7-parter. And yeah, but anyways, also please do keep voting in the poll for the starter Pokemon thing. I'm hoping to start that some point this week. So whether that be a stream or whether that be videos, I haven't decided yet for sure. Ideally, I would love to do it as a stream, but I just don't know how reliable, again, I can schedule around my dad. So, in the meantime, in between time, much love to you all from Kaiba at home and myself in the car. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. And yeah, see you next time. Love you. Bye.